Okay, I'm gonna take you through the top panel and then Kimberly will get into all the fun stuff, okay? So here's the top panel. I'm gonna take this one kind of slow so that you guys can see it. Here's generator hours. Basically, this is the generator, okay? And why you wanna use the generator, if you're plugged into city power, you don't. And by and large, if you're driving and stuff like that, you don't, because most of the lights will work, the water will work, the heater will work. I mean, almost everything works without the generator, except a bunch of the other outlets, and there's some other services that you want the generator for. But also, whenever you're parked, if you're not on city power, you're gonna be drawing off the battery. And eventually that battery will run out. So the generator recharges the battery. So basically, you just hold this start button and hold it. And you hear that? Here, kick. Okay, that means the generator's on. And this is how many hours it's run, right? So we'll just be able to track how many hours it's run so that, you know, we know how much life it's got left in it. But now that the generator's running, you basically, you have electricity. You basically have full electricity when the generator is running. The only and it's running off of the gas in the tank, okay? So it's charging up your batteries and it's powering all of the inside here, including the TVs and everything, but it's running off the gas in your tank. So eventually, you know, obviously you got to keep track of how much gas you have left. So that's the generator, all right? And I'm going to shut it down so we don't waste it. Okay, these are the two slides that Kimberly showed you before, okay? This slide one is this front one. And basically, you hit retract to pull it in and extend to push it out. If it doesn't react right away, just make sure you keep holding it, because that happens, right? Pull this one. This one is a big one back in the back.
So make sure when you're retracting this, you flip the bed. So we'll mention this again later, but
otherwise the bed will squeeze into the wall, and that is not good. Okay, so those are the two slides. Pretty simple. This is your panel for where you can see everything. Here's your battery. See it light up all the way full, so the battery's full. And this lit up PMP is just the water pump. Remember I talked about before outside? Water pump, if you turn it off, your water won't have any pressure. You won't be able to take a shower, you won't be able to, you know, use the sink. You turn it on, and now you have water pressure. That's all the water pump is, okay? And so that tells you your battery. This is your freshwater tank. And remember whenever I said you plug into city water and you turn it on and you fill up your freshwater tank? Well, this tells you how full it is. This one's a third full, right? So we got a decent amount. You know, it's pretty good for driving. You don't want to have it full when you're driving because it just weighs down the vehicle and it, you know, there's really no reason for it. You can always fill it up wherever you're going. But if you're going to be away from city water for a while, yeah, fill up your tank so that you have plenty of water for washing dishes and taking showers and using the toilet and stuff like that. Here's your black water tank. Now this one is empty, as you see, because we've flushed it recently, right? This one, if it gets full, that's when you need to start, you know, concerning yourself, because that means you've filled up your black water tank. And remember, your black water is where all of the toilet, you know, flushes and all of that stuff goes. Basically, it's where all your poop and pee goes, right? Your gray water tank is where all of the other water goes, from your sinks, from your shower, and things like that. So you have two tanks, black water and gray water, okay? And you want to make sure that you're tracking on the level of those. When they get full, you got to dump them, okay? And there you go. There's your panel for your lights. This one is tank heaters. All this is if you're going to go to someplace really cold, then you want to make sure that you turn this on so that it doesn't freeze your tanks. That's it, right? You just don't want your gray water and your black water tanks to be frozen. So they've got a heater in there in case you go to someplace really cold. Here's your water pump I talked about before. And then this is your water heater. These are your two options for basically heating up the water so that you can take a shower and you can get hot water from your sink and stuff like that. LP gas means that it runs off the propane that's outside. We talked about that before. If you put this on and you use it a lot and you're using the heater and you're using the fridge, your propane will eventually run out and you need to refill it, okay? If you're plugged into the electric, you can have this water heater run off of the electric and save your propane, right? So now you can have hot showers, you can have hot water, you have everything, but it's running off the electrical, okay? That's it. That's the whole upper panel.